What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got David Benavidez in the news. David Benavidez is hunting him down. All right, he's doing what a lot of people said he wouldn't do. Listen, I to this day don't understand how anybody could dislike a guy like David Benavidez who is trying to fight the best. All right, he continues to show that he wants to fight the best. He continues to show day and day that he wants to fight the best. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get into the article, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. All right, so shout out to the Boxing News app, man. Make sure you guys download that. Definitely does me service. It says, Benavidez circles light heavyweight sharks. It says, David Benavidez isn't waiting for a golden invitation. He's charging through the 175-pound division with a plan. The WBC and WBA regular light heavyweight titles already around his waist, the 27-year-old has now set his sight on grabbing the WBO interim belt, and names on his hit list are Callum and Anthony Yarde. Now, here's the only thing about that, though. I don't know if you can become a WB. I don't know if you can have a title and an interim title, have a world title and an interim title together. Like, because I mean, that really doesn't make sense. Like, it's kind of like, you know, say for example, if you're ranked in the WBA, WBO, IBF, and the WBC, right, and you're ranked number one in all sanctioned bodies, right? Once you become a champion for one of those, so let's say you pick up the WBC, you're no longer ranked in any other organizations because you're a champion. So that's why I don't think that well, that's not good. Somebody must be barbecuing. I don't think that you can be a world titleist and an interim and have an interim title. It just kind of doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I get the fact that he wants to fight Callum, and I think that's a great fight. I mean, amazing fight. Callum or Anthony Yarde for that matter. I think that's an amazing fight, but I just don't think that that you can that the WBO interim title would be on the line. It doesn't make sense. But anyways, he then says, I'm leaning towards Callum Smith. Benavidez told Pound for Pound podcast, pointing to the strategic value of Smith's interim title. That puts me one step closer, forcing the Bivol or Benavidez winner into the ring with me. The Mexican-American powerhouse believes the more belts he holds, the harder it will be for the winner of Dimitri Bivol versus Arthur Benavidez to keep avoiding him. Damn, I guess you can. I don't know. That's just, I didn't think that you can do that, but I don't know. I guess you can. I don't know. Hey, drop it in the comment section if you've seen anybody in the history of boxing do that, have like a world title and a interim title. That I didn't think that you could do that. Anyways, it says the Bivol Better Beef trilogy dominated headlines, with both men reportedly earning $10 million apiece in their rematch. But while the money talks, Benavidez questions whether either man will be willing to face a relentless younger opponent who thrives on pressure. If I'm so beatable, then why avoid the fight? He said. If they don't take it, what does that say? Some insiders speculate Bivol may vacate rather than risk, or Bivol might vacate rather than risk his legacy against Benavidez, which he's already done. He's already vacated that title. That's why Benavidez is the what is it? The WBC, I think, the WBC champ at 175. Meanwhile, Benavidez appears untethered. I don't know what the hell that means. Untethered. I've never heard of that. Anyways, focused, active, and ready to clear out the division that's still figuring out its hierarchy. With Turki Al-Sheikh shaping the top end of the division in a fourth Bivol Better Beef fight not off the table, Benavidez is prepared for every outcome. We don't need to see that fight 4 times. I don't care who wins. Let's just go ahead and stop that right there. Whoever wins, whenever they fight, it's supposed to be like October or something like that. Whoever wins, like, that's that. I don't care how close it is. I don't even care if it's a draw, if I'm being honest. If it's a draw, then oh well. I don't need to see, I just don't have to see them fight for a 4th time, bro. I just don't. But anyways, if he's already hinted at going up another level, and if the door slams shut on Undisputed, he's already hinted at going up another level at cruiserweight, where Jaya Opataya, that dude is so cold, bro, on my life. But it says where he awaits, but that dude is so cold, bro. Like, That's gonna be a tough fight, bro, for Benavidez. Now, first of all, you know, I did a video on Callum Smith possibly, or looking likely like he's gonna fight Anthony Yarde. You guys should go check that out. Listen, Callum Smith versus Benavidez, Anthony Yarde versus Benavidez is a firefight. I definitely believe Callum Smith would be the toughest opponent that David Benavidez would have faced today. Callum Smith that dude is a dog. He can do it all. But I think Benavidez can beat him. I do, and I'm gonna be rooting for Benavidez. How do you dislike a guy like Benavidez? You know, just tell me what is there to dislike about Benavidez? This dude is constantly trying to fight the best, and it's not his fault. A lot of people, like, it irritates me because it's like a lot of people like to write him off as an email champion type stuff. This dumb rule they made with Devin Haney, but it's like, bro, how do you refer to him as an email champion when it's not his fault? Just like Devin Haney, like, bro, y'all call Devin Haney an email champion. It's not his fault that Lomachenko didn't want to fight him for the WBC title. Like, that's not his fault. So it's like, bro, what is he supposed to do? What is Benavidez supposed to do? It's not his fault that Dimitri Bivol didn't want to fight him. So what is he supposed to do? Just not, like, name one boxer in the history of boxing that has just that was given an opportunity to have a belt and just walked away from it. Canelo Alvarez didn't do it when the WBC gave him the belt and gave him the belt pretty much for the fight with him and Callum Smith. So does that make Canelo Alvarez the email champion because he didn't beat David Benavidez to get that title? And I know what you guys are gonna say. Well, David Benavidez tested positive. Well, guess what? Dimitri Bivol didn't want to fight David Benavidez. And again, I don't think Dimitri Bivol is ducking David Benavidez. Any man is gonna fight Artur Beterbiev 3 times is not afraid of nobody. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. However, bro, that's just a double standard. It's not fair. It is what it is. You can't blame Benavidez for being a champion because Dimitri Bivol didn't want to fight him. It is what it is. All right. I think a fight with Anthony Yarde will be exciting. Anthony Yarde does gas out in the later rounds, but here's the thing though, Benavidez does too at 175, and you know, he didn't at 168, but at 175, I am noticing with the 2 fights that he had at 175 with Alexander Gvozdzik and David Morrell, he did tire out in the second half of the fights or whatnot. So, you know, I don't know, you know, but I think that a fight with Callum Smith is amazing, and I hope that fight happens, man, because David Benavidez is just looking to solidify himself as the best or whatnot. And I would have really loved ultimately for David or Dimitri Bivol to fight David Benavidez. It's rumored that David Benavidez was looking to fight William Scoll. And a lot of people are criticizing him, but don't really understand that that's just a classic case of, since you don't want to fight me, I'm going to fight the guys that you fought, and I'm going to beat them in a better fashion to put the pressure on you to fight me. If you guys don't know or can't remember a fighter that did that, just go back into the history and look at this one fighter from the Philippines named Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. He was basically brought up on Floyd's name, and he did the same thing. He fought the guys that Floyd beat, and he beat them in a more convincing fashion, like Shane Mosley, like he fought Miguel Cotto first, but like Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya. Now, granted, it was a catch to all that. Oscar De La Hoya ain't fought at 147 in 8 years, so he was drained. You know, Ricky Hatton didn't seem to be the same after Floyd beat him, and Shane Mosley, you know, they said he was old when Floyd fought him. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's variables to that, but it's at the same time, that's what Pacquiao did. That's how he made his name. They marketed him as the guy that can beat Floyd Mayweather. Well, that's what Benavidez is doing, and I like that move. If he decides to fight William Scoll, bro, go for it. I wouldn't advise fighting him after a loss, but I mean, I don't ever want to see William Scoll fight either again, so I would actually appreciate if he would just fight Callum Smith rather than William Scoll. But if the fight is made, I understand what he's doing, and like, go for it. I think he can get him out there. He's bigger than Canelo, but so that means he covers more grounds, and I think he's better at cutting the ring off than what Canelo did. He'll do a better job, at least. But, you know, it is what it is. Bottom line is, this man right here wants to fight the best, and he's been continuing to want to fight the best. You know, he has a really good resume. Anthony Durrell, Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, a guy that Canelo didn't want to fight for whatever reason. I don't know why. David Morrell, you know what I'm saying? You know, David Lemieux was another former champion. Oh, Alexander Gosdick is a former champion as well. So, you know, he's got a really good resume. I hope to see him in a big fight soon, hopefully with Dimitri Bivol. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Who do you see winning that fight with him and Callum Smith and Dimitri Bivol? But what do I know?